Well, I guess we're in the holiday spirit. All right, let's check to see if we're live. I don't know why we gotta check every single time. I just don't trust the system, you know. Okay, yeah, it's working. Is this working? Oh yeah, I guess it's working. Okay. Hi guys, my name is Seneca, and this one is
Ikaika.
And he is 808 Unreal.
Real.
I am Foodies Hawaii. Find me on TikTok and Instagram at Foodies Hawaii. If you don't know how to spell Foodies, it's FOODIES. And if you don't know how to spell Hawaii, get the fuck out of here. Anyway.
It's Hawaii or Hawaii?
Hawaii
or
with a W, not a
Hawaii.
V.
Hawaii for your ethically challenged people.
Ethically challenged. What is an ethically challenged person?
Onale.
What makes you ethically challenged?
It's a racist. Shut the fuck up, racist. Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of racist, you know that I got racisted upon when I was in Vegas. Wait, what's the correct term for that? I was racisted. What's the word? I was prejudiced again. I was just.
You know where the hardcore racist word came from is when, you know, they would use the racist words against slave owners, slaves, or to demean people in war. You know, that's where that racist terms came from. Oh, you motherfuckers nowadays, all with like very thin skin, you guys get offended by just talking loud to somebody. You know, I had somebody, I think it was today.
Huh?
I stopped at a gas station, and somebody told me hi. I said, "Oh, what's up, bro?" You know, I just told the guy hi, and the other guy next to me, this fair, complexed, I was gonna say haole, but we're gonna just say he was of white ethnicity.
Of white descent.
Are you yelling at me, sir? I said, sir. I said, no, I'm not yelling at you. If you knew, if I was yelling at you, you would know I was yelling at you. He goes, oh, it looked like you were yelling at me. Like I almost got offended. I said, you know. So I said, oh boy, I can be really offensive, but you know, because I'm on my bike, I'm just, you know, gonna just mosey on out of here. And he just looked at me with his raised eyebrow. I says, I don't play that Karen bullshit.
Was he like a Caucasian guy from here, or was like a Caucasian guy like tourist?
No, he was a tourist.
Oh wow. What?
Yeah.
Was it a gas station here, or was it a gas station like where you were?
It was a gas station right down the road. You know, it was one of those tourists that came here. They want to check out Waimea. You know, maybe.
Country. Oh, karaoke time.
Oh wow.
My voice is back. My voice has been kind of weird lately, but I feel like singing.
She
So
can sing. She can sing.
if you see like random singing spurts, don't mind me.
All right. But anyway, he's the kind of person that goes down Waipio Valley and then he gets yelled at by the locals because, you know, he keeps driving and doesn't let anybody go, and then he throws, you know, some kind of he's littering out of his vehicle.
Let me guess, he was driving either a Jeep Wrangler or trying to take a Chevy Camaro down there.
It was a convertible Ford Mustang.
That's my next choice. They always try to take the freaking convertibles down Waipio Valley.
Dummies.
Those of you don't know, Waipio Valley, to get down there, is 4-wheel drive only.
Yeah.
And most rental cars companies don't allow their cars, even if it's a Jeep, to go down there. And you shouldn't be down there.
And you're going to get lickings from the locals. Lickings is like you can get pounded. Pounded is like you can get beat up because you're doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You're not respecting our culture. You're not respecting the land. You're not respecting what goes on.
Yeah.
So
what they go down there to do, they go collect rocks. They take the rocks with them. They wonder why one hand not growing and the other one growing 10 times it's too big. A lot of shit happens when you take stuff from this
bad
island.
luck. Yeah, you take bad luck home. You think that's just superstition. Try.
Yeah. Going to Hawaii, you have to come with a mind of respect and aloha. You have to understand our culture and not try to bring your personal views here. Like if you're from LA and if you know that, like if you're with that aggressive mentality, it doesn't work here.
Very spiritual over here.
We bring this up every single time, and it's just like a way of like, we're just too relaxed here. We're too relaxed. We're respectful. We grew up with getting cracks from our parents if we are not respectful. So we know. We don't just look at anybody just to look at somebody. You know, we're really, and that's actually, you know, the eyeing out part.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the Japanese side. That's the
Oh,
Asian
yeah.
influence.
Yeah.
Asian cultures, they're really like, thank you. If an Asian person tells you thank you, have you ever noticed that they don't look you in the eye, because looking somebody in the eye in an Asian culture is disrespectful.
Yeah, in their culture, you're not supposed to look any of the royalty in their eyes. Not supposed to. It's like old Hawaiians.
Yeah.
They couldn't do that. You couldn't even cross a shadow, or you'd get killed.
Yeah.
If your
Yeah.
shadow fell upon you,
The kapu system.
you gone. You dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
If royalty is walking by you, you better make sure to run away and not be in the shadow.
So a lot of the old ways are still around, just in
Yeah.
different forms.
Yeah. Speaking of like the old ways in Hawaii, Hawaii is like one of the most haunted places.
Very spiritual.
It's a very spiritual place. Like, I have multiple stories of my cousins hunting for pig in the forest, and them having to drop down face down because there's a random
Night marches.
a whole tribe of like fire, like just panning through.
Night marches.
And that is night marchers. For those of you who don't know what night marchers are,
So you look that up.
yeah, it's a group of warriors that's marching with torches, and they walk, and they will walk, and if you're in their way, they won't leave their route.
They'll club you like a BB
Whatever
seal.
their route is, they're gonna stick to it. Yeah. So, interesting story. My mom was telling me that she had a cousin that she used to sleep over at in Volcano. You guys know where that active killer whale volcano is? So in that nearby town there, my mom used to go and sleep over at her cousin's house once a year, and it will usually be around the time where the night marchers will come through her house. So my mom's cousin know exactly what day this was. I forgot what day it was, but when the day came and it was that time, she would have to open her front door and her back door just so they have a path
So
through.
you can walk right through.
And they would fall on their face, and they cannot look up until they were done, until they were completely through. And this is the story coming from my mom. She just like was her childhood memories. My mom, I gotta bring her on this show because she has a lot of stories about spirits and seeing things. I don't know if like it was more haunted before than it is now, but my mom has some stories. And there's some people that can see ghosts, and there's some people that cannot. I think I'm one of those people that cannot. I only had one. Oh, I thought that was a Love and Honesty song. This is the Consolidated Theater.
Oh yeah, we know where that's from. But for everybody else outside of Hawaii, oh me, that sounds Hawaiian. Because it is Hawaiian. My cousin.
Wait, that's your cousin?
Wait, two of them. Right there?
Nice.
Yeah.
What?
Kay kauhivi.
Kauhivi? That's your Hawaiian family?
Anyway.
Oh my god. Not like the kind of cousin where like, oh, my cousin is Jason Momoa. None of that. Like, your actual cousin?
No, like this. That's my grandma's sister's kids. My grandma's sister's daughter's kids. Oh, well, yeah.
Wait, I gotta paint a picture. Grandma's sisters.
No, my grandma's.
So your great auntie grandma. Hold on, my nephew is calling, and I'm recording with the phone that he's calling on. So we have to decline. Okay. Your grandma's sister. So your great aunt.
Yeah.
Your great aunts.
Her son's kids.
So your third cousin.
Yeah.
Didn't you say third cousin?
I did say that. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. That's my blood. That's my cousin.
Okay, in Hawaii, that is exactly how you explain a family member. You don't like cut to the chase. You can put my auntie, brother, sister, father, sons,
we
cousin,
break 'em
third
down.
ex, girlfriends, 4
Genealogy.
dogs, foster parents, sister.
Genealogy is everything because it breaks down exactly how you related to somebody. Because sometimes you go to a party, huh? And you know, you see this hot chick or this hot guy over there, yeah, and then all of a sudden you talking story, and then you know you guys digging each other, and all of a sudden your grandma come walking up. Oh, I see you met your cousin. Like, oh, it's my cousin.
Oh. You know, white eyes is big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no kids there. Anyway.
In Hawaii, fun fact about Hawaii. You gotta ask questions before you date anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, we have phone call.
This?
You're on the air.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, you have to ask questions, especially on the big island is the island we're on, and it is not so big. You can introduce me to anybody, and if we don't know somebody that they know, we related to the person or related to somebody they know. You can always make a connection on this island, which makes it a very... Okay, I'm not going to share it there because I'm kind of ashamed to share this story. Or should I just share it?
Up to you. I mean...
Oh, wait, okay, it's actually not... It's not...
We was talking about toads yesterday, so no matter.
Okay. Well, this is not incest, but it's so close for... It's a funny story. Okay, so I was, not my ex that we always talk about, but my ex. We were actually engaged.
Was that 15 years ago?
This was like 12 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So, it's not like we were engaged, and I didn't know, I didn't know that, okay, slow down. Okay, this ex that I was engaged to, we didn't know this story until after we got engaged. And the story is this. My family that was ranchers and rodeo kings and queens and hunters in a small town of Ka'u on this island. Okay? And his family, who my family saw as like, rubbish, had a huge feud decades and decades ago, like dating back to like my great grandpa times. They were arch enemies, like main arch enemies. Was this family name and this family name was like the, what is that? What is it? Country western movie?
Clamptons and
what is that old country western movies that they say that there was like arch enemies?
I don't know, but I get family like that.
Okay, well, anyway, it was like, or like cowboys, I guess. My family were ranchers and stuff, but they were arch enemies. And because my uncle knew this, my uncle did not like this boy. My mom did not like this boy. Wait, let me rephrase that. My entire Portuguese side family did not like this boy because his last name. And I don't know. Ever since we found out, okay, this is how deep it gets. We had, it is the Hatfields and McCoys.
That's the one.
That's what I was thinking about.
The Hamptons, what I said.
Yeah. Hi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Good to see you again.
What's up?
Yeah, that's what my mom said. Just like the Hatfields and McCoys. Because of this.
Hamptons. Where got the Hamptons from?
We actually had the feud started because there was a piece of land in this area, and my family says this is my land, and his family said no, this is my land. And the reason for that was, okay, this is where like it's not incest, but this is like 8th, 7th, 10th cousin kind of back. His great grandma.
She identifies as a woman, right?
Was married to my great 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 grandpa. And I met this.
Wait.
Yeah. And it's not like we met in the same town. He grew up in a completely different area. And we just met coincidentally through a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend.
Okay.
Yeah. And we find out later that our ancestors were married. And
we're ancestors. Your ancestors were
that's probably led to why we separated. I think
well, yeah.
Subliminally, I was like grossed out
Big trip.
and mad at his family. No, but here. So they were married and then they got divorced. But it was never settled of whose land, that the land they lived on, who it was. So my family and his family always battled about that land, and it became no man's land. And this is down by South Point.
It's like the back of my house.
This is by South Point. I think my mom's still trying to do the research of where this actually is, because we're, you know, maybe I can still fight for it. Maybe it's, you know, but
so what do you feel about, like, I'm just gonna throw them out there, like, Miloli'i, how we get certain families, they intermarry each other, like cousins and stuff like that. What? Because they keep in a blood Hawaiian, because they
is that still a thing that goes on?
It does still go on. I know, because
wow.
one of my good friends, they was trying to set him up with his first cousin,
with the purpose of keeping the bloodline strong.
What do you feel about that?
Here's the thing: if it affects the health of the child, that's totally wrong.
Well, that's what they said. It cannot be too close to DNA.
Yeah, because have you seen that video on YouTube of that family who's all like Down syndrome and completely mentally disabled?
Or the Bidens.
Because
wow. Oh, sorry, my bad.
That's for different. I could have put you in a political category on Twitch if you wanted to.
I thought you was talking about them, but my bad. Okay.
No, but it is an actual family that bred brothers and sisters. No, you haven't seen this? Oh my god! Did you guys see it? I want to show this.
All the Hawaiians do that. They all used to do that back in the day.
How did the kids turn out?
Well, look how it came from. You remember when we had Noah's Ark? This is skip past all the other stuff. Remember when we had Noah on top of the ark, right? And he had his 3 sons, right? Okay. Right. How do you think that started? How do you think their kids had kids?
Right.
What about Abraham? What about all his? And what about, I mean, there's so much stuff the Bible breaks down, you know, about like just your family members and stuff like that.
You never have very much options though.
No, I know. I know. Get some countries they doing that stuff with their sisters, their brothers.
How do the kids? I'm asking.
I don't know.
Do you know like how it affects it mentally?
I would think it's not good because
I'll show you.
Look what happens with animals. Look what happens when you breed your dogs. Your female and your male dog.
Yeah.
They come out cuckoo. Look, my son over here. Oh, nothing. No, only kidding. No, go ahead. Go get out of here.
You just literally dissed yourself.
I did. I'm good at that. Anything for a laugh. But he act like it though.
No, yeah, that is half Caucasian. You definitely.
Yeah, I don't want no white inside me. Hawaiian, Filipino, Chinese.
Do you want him to come on and do a shout out? I think you should.
Hey, come over here.
Pika.
Come say hi to everybody.
Say hi.
Come here.
Come here. Yeah, you can eat that after.
We'll do an interview with this kid later on so you can see
but we're just gonna do a sneak preview of.
I like eating.
And why you should not like.
I'm gonna eat.
Oh, he got camera shy all of a
date
sudden.
somebody else with ADHD.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, this plus this will definitely equal that, and there's no escaping it. Him and his wife both have ADHD. I'm not gonna say
extreme.
I'm not gonna say suffering because it really is a superpower for both of them. They have a million thoughts running through their heads at every moment. I don't have ADHD, but
yeah, my wife is a hustler. Me, I hustle when I like, but I use it for other ways. Like I do like 40 things in security, you know. So
in one time.
I use it, in different ways, but our kids came out definitely extreme ADHD.
Like completely. Kaika, do you want to reveal yourself?
Not yet. I gotta eat. I'm hungry.
Anyway, yeah, some craziness.
There we
Okay,
go.
hold on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just come say hi.
Not yet. I gotta eat.
Never
Let-
mind. Nobody likes you anyway.
Yeah, nobody likes you anyway.
Alright. Alright, I'm fine then.
The world's not ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so this is...
Go make me a coffee, please.
Another one?
I want nighttime coffee.
Why don't you just drink one of the...
How about you just listen to what I said?
Okay.
Stop trying to carry me, you fucker.
Why? Well, how come every time he gives you instructions, you gotta try and give better instructions? I don't...
I don't do that. I just help you.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
The last house.
Yeah, that's right. I read about that.
This kid, this is the family that I was talking about. I'm
Oh,
gonna go off the air real quick.
what's that? Ocean View?
Oh my gosh, why isn't it working?
Huh?
Sorry. I thought we figured this shit out by now. Oh, because I'm not on the correct share screen. Sorry.
There we go. Now I see it for.
Wait. Hold up.
Mom's here.
I hear.
Okay, never mind. But if you guys want to go on YouTube, it's called the Whittakers. Whittakers.
Mexican Michael Jackson.
And
The
that...
Whittakers or the Whitakers? You see tomato, I see tomato.
Whittakers.
Potato.
Okay, anyway.
Avocado.
I'm a great writer, not a good pronouncer. You know.
Oh no, there's no more coffee thingies.
My son thinks he's funny. He's messing up my coffee. You're about to see live abuse.
Like and subscribe if you want to see live abuse. What is that fancy word you used in the last video of what that means?
What?
That meat?
What is that fancy word you use for punishment?
Portuguese?
Discipline?
No,
Oh look, speaking of that one, our wife just walked right in.
we're talking about what ADHD mom plus ADHD dad equals ADHD child.
We're trying to bring ADHD kid over here, but ADHD kid
Not ready.
ADHD kid all of a sudden got gun shy.
No, you
Yeah.
told me to make the cat.
Well, now I did, yeah, but not. I mean,
Okay, wait, look,
now.
look, there was a couple couple viewers that wants to see you.
No, no. That's SPRITE.
Yeah, maybe you can introduce the wife. Come over here. Come say hi.
Come say hi. You can see the other half.
Come between. And say hi. See,
Hi.
we made kids together, and
Wow, must got busy.
this handsome boy, but he spin his bearings. He like literally spins his bearings.
All day.
When I say spin bearings, I mean like the grease is all wore out already. The mind is gone.
What mine?
You hear that? Okay.
So his
But he's very intelligent though. Very intelligent.
his ADHD sometimes trigger my MAD.
Do I have too much information?
which those of you know, like in Hawaii culture, it's typically the aunties that the kids are scared of, a little bit more than the parents. There's a fear that the parents instill, but it's the aunties and uncles that instill the fear of
Yeah.
God.
So
And it's a typical
his
local
ass.
culture. Yeah, but anyway, check out the Whittakers on
we're talking about
incest.
incest and the people that love each other and have kids.
And what it does physically.
Yeah, because we
to-
got this.
Oh, yeah.
It's not good. It's like the
Yeah.
dogs. You cannot.
Yeah.
It's not good. There's just not enough gene pool.
What the fuck you laughing at, boy?
Obi-Wan Kenobi said that's the good half.
She's laughing over here.
Have fun drinking it.
You're the good half.
Have fun
Obi-Wan
drinking
Kenobi
it,
said.
At least we got that properly right here.
Yeah, have
I like
fun
to be
drinking
known as the
coffee.
bad half.
Yeah, there's
My precious.
there's just not enough gene pool. And the like perfect example with the Amish, they have they did really well with COVID.
Yakim!
They were the only ones that did really good with COVID.
So they hardly died.
And they would have been what you would be considered a core mobility because they don't have a good gene pool because they have second cousins, third cousins. They don't have a lot of Amish to be with other Amish.
They don't have a lot of options.
But they did really good. They never took any shots. They never closed down. They had communion, passed around a glass of wine, and nobody died.
That is a different perspective than what I thought would happen because of the
core mobilities, right? You would expect that they would have more casualties. Actually, hardly any people died.
Akamai.
And they actually did a documentary about the Amish.
Come over here. Say hi to everybody.
So
just squat down a
we're
little
still
bit.
learning about the gene pool. Anyway.
Hey, look, my twin. my mini me is gonna be bigger than me.
Scary thought.
already
And
bigger than
he
you.
doesn't
No,
fail.
no.
He doesn't fail
Well,
to
I'm
remind
talking about
us.
this.
Don't take bigger is the ego.
What are you eating dinner already?
Yep.
Is it too salty?
I don't care how it tastes. I'm
Oh,
gonna eat it.
It's
So-
okay. It matches his attitude.
Yeah, I don't care how it tastes. I just want to eat it.
You don't need to say you're like that when you're at that age.
Yeah, he's like Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know if you guys remember him, but
Who the
yeah,
heck is
he's-
that?
Yeah, the guy with the good songs.
yeah.
If there's any people out there that are trying to understand children of ADHD,
Oh yeah, we're the ones. You want to understand ADHD children? You got nephews and nieces and stuff like that. We could do a whole show on that just on itself, because I literally drove my parents up the walls and none of them actually had. Wait, my mom might have, but I don't think they did.
ADHD wasn't something that was really known in the past. You said, yo.
Well, yeah, in the 70s, they just thought it was cuckoo.
Yeah.
Like they would, my mom wanted to kind of find out what was making me tick, yeah, and so what she would do is she took me to Kaneohe Mental Hospital, and they had the doctors talk to me, and trying to see where my mind was at and what was making me so hyperactive and so couldn't sit still and fidget and turn that down, and just my bearings was like probably twice as worse as his, because I would spin that, like I would literally be thinking too much, and then when I finally did talk, it was even worse because I kept it all on the side. So I was, not only was I ADHD, I'm a Gemini and an introvert that was extrovert at sometimes, right? So
You let makeup.
look at this.
Sorry, pause. It's
No,
drinking
ain't no
time.
pausing on
Oh, thank
podcasts.
They're getting drunk.
Shut up. So
Truly, sponsor me. Okay, done.
they would have me sit down and look at this metronome, man. This metronome would go tick tock, tick
I love
Talk.
TikTok.
tick
That's boring.
tock. By the time it hit probably 15, I would fall asleep. I would be down, like literally I'd be sleeping. And
So if I play the
and they wake
metronome
me
right now,
up.
you sleep.
I don't know if it still would work, but they did it again later on too when I was at this program, Victor Ohana, this fucking scrub ass program in Waipahu called Victor Ohana, and the psychiatrist, he did something with some kind of electronic thing, and again I fell asleep. That's why I knew I had real extreme ADHD, and that's how they measure the ADHD. But when I was a kid, they'd put these models in front of me, these little models. So I'd make like a 6'4" Impala. I would do a really, really good job at it. And then they called me OCD because I did a good job at that.
So you had ADHD and
fucking
OCD.
labels and labels and labels on labels on top of labels. But I was just very definitive. I just wanted to get the job done right. I didn't think that it was just some kind of experiment that they were doing on me. And then they tried to put me on this thing called Thorazine, and my dad wouldn't allow that to happen. And guess what happened later on? That all the guys on Thorazine, they was all like, they wasn't all there.
Yeah.
They were losing all their shit. They talked to themselves or hanging out at places and drinking, and just the addiction problems that they had.
Your dad refused to put you on any kind of pills, y'all.
Yeah, that's what I respected my dad.
That was like the old school way. Like my parents did not believe in like pills too. Like later, they didn't trust a lot of pills unless the only thing that I took when I was sick as a child was the bubblegum medicine. Not Pepto-Bismol.
Oh.
No, not Pepto-Bismol.
I was gonna say that sounds like Thorazine too.
It was cough medicine, but it was bubblegum flavored. No.
Everything is bubblegum flavored in those days.
Yeah, but it was the one for when you
We're
sick.
talking the 80s, right? The late 80s.
It was the only one I would eat without having to cover it with ice cream.
Or the 90s. When you born?
90s. Yeah, it was the 90s.
Holy shit,
Yeah,
I'm old.
but as a kid, if it wasn't bubblegum flavored, I was like, oh, I couldn't handle cherry cough medicine.
Ugh.
Cherry cough medicine is and I'm not a picky person.
Well, anyway,
I like a lot of flavors. That-
if you try to understand what ADHD, that's a hyper disorder, yes. So for us, whatever affects us, what affects you normal people, one way, it'll affect us in a different way. So if you were to, like, let's say on regular kids, you were to give them sugar, zing, 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 right? These kids will be all over the place, flying all over the place,
Yep.
right? My kids, you give them sugar, they zing for just maybe about a couple minutes and they crash, right? So for people like
He's right.
strategy.
so for people like me, what the doctors prescribe, and no, I will not give you any of it, and I will not sell you any of it, but they give me literally over-the-counter meth, and that's what that is. It's methamphetamines. It is a very hardcore narcotic, and they're like, you literally have to give your ID, and you have to be
Oh
everything
wow!
sealed.
No, she just is that just
I
the one
mean-
you just brought in the house just now? Oh, what a coincidence!
like literally for us it's a normal thing. It's like aspirin, right? But for you guys, if you was to take this, and we have friends that I've actually
Yeah, it can cause like
So what would it do to me?
you'd feel like a Tweakerville.
I'm kidding. I'm gonna do that.
Like literally, like you would feel like you're doing.
So I'll be outside
yoga.
cutting the grass, basically.
Yeah, and me and him would go to sleep on it.
You want me to cut the grass? By the way, just for full transparency, his grass is like this long.
Hey, we got bunnies chewing it.
We
Well-
got goats next door. We have no excuse
we
to
got
have
goats,
having long
bunnies,
grass.
cows, rabbits. Anyway, so getting back to the subject, you see how the ADHD worked? I always gotta skip back to it, but they give us
That was
over-the-counter meth, and what it does for me is once I take it, my mind, I get clarity.
There's no over the counter.
There is no over-the-counter for this stuff now. This is like prescribed.
Serious kind of stuff.
Serious shit.
What is it called?
This one is a time release. It's a
That one is another one, yeah.
This is a mild one. It's 15 milligrams.
Well, what is the one they give to me?
Yours is a time release.
No, but what is
and
it
you do
called?
It's methylphenidate.
No.
Oh, what has the word
No.
meth in it?
Mine is something different.
Yeah.
It's just something else.
It's a dexedrine.
No.
Right?
No, not
we
this
gotta
one.
play
And
the.
then
Mine is a different one. Everybody knows the sound of this, but I can't, for some reason I cannot think about. But it is over the counter meth, right? And it'll slow me down, and it'll keep me there. But the only bad part about all this stuff is, after about 2 weeks of taking this medication, I start exhibiting all the symptoms of somebody hooked on ice. Like making that stupid sound,
You get like,
or
like
doing
bone-
this stuff, or eyes wide
Cheeks
open,
looking in.
or doing this stuff. No, not that.
You bite your teeth sometimes.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, you start chewing, and then next thing you know, you over here start hurting because you're chewing. So
Oh, wow.
I had that happen to me while I was working, and so I stopped doing it, and I never went back to it ever again because I don't like the way that makes
Some
me
Breaking
feel.
Bad shit right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm prescribed with my cannabis card, my Hawaii State cannabis card that I don't smoke publicly with, but I use that to calm me down. But if I smoke too much of it, it speeds me up. Like for my wife, when she does this and she smokes, ho, you like talk pori, like ho, brah, I'm not even kidding.
100 miles an hour. All gas, no brakes.
Non-stop. One subject skipping to another one, and then we're going back to this subject without even telling you. So you're wondering, what the fuck is she saying? And she'll go back to this one, but it makes total sense. And if you slow everything down in your brain, it's very smart. It's very intelligent conversation she's having with herself. Because I cannot keep up with her. Maybe that's my problem, who knows? But whatever the case, it's very intelligent conversations. It's not stupid conversations. But it is so fast. I cannot keep up. I thought I was like
Portuguese.
Portuguese. I cannot keep up with her. It's like I try to run after her. She's still on bicycle riding away, and so over there trying to run my fastest. I'm like, yeah, slow down, and just like that the cartoon.
Yeah.
Fist of the North Star. That's how fast she go. Can I help?
There's 3 things that I would like to say about ADHD because I'm passionate about it.
Speak to the viewers.
So, first, I raise my children telling them that they have superpowers, because once they use that ADHD, their superpower is a hyper focus. So get them off of traditional schooling and just focus on whatever they're interested in, and you'll get a hyper focus. And you can get doctors, lawyers, drone flyers, rappers, whatever you want.
Hyper focus.
Hyper focus is their superpower. If they're not interested, forget it. Singers, yes, we got singers too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The next thing is there's 2 different types of ADHD in my house. One is what I get. Mine is where I get overstimulated and my receptor is not processing everything as quick as I can.
Bearings.
And so I kind of short out and I blank out, and then I forget everything. So, like, if you have the kids yelling in the back and you're trying to go to a direction, that would take, I was lost literally unmedicated an hour every day just trying to get to locations because the kids would be screaming and I'd like miss a turn and you blank out. His type of ADHD is he gets overstimulated and he gets aggravated. He can process it all, but his temperament just, it's over it. He's done. And then he doesn't want to do anything. So you have the mix of 2 different ADHDs. One's a receptor thing and one is an over processing thing, and he just doesn't want to deal with anything.
I have a question. What's the difference between ADHD and ADD? Like, I know the hyperactive part, but like, what's the difference?
Energy.
Well,
Unlimited energy is the only added part.
yeah,
And you cannot think because you're still doing this kind of stuff. That's why my son stand behind you. He do this.
Oh, okay.
And he's moving around. And his hands moving, and he's standing there, and we're both pacing, and it's because we have so much energy. We can't. That's why
the hyperactive part is just the only.
attention deficit disorder.
attention
Okay.
hyper deficit disorder. See,
So
it's
what does it mean when you say your attention deficit? That means you're deficient on
Hyper disorder.
attention. You can't
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah. So
Attention
so
deficit.
it's either in the receptors
Disorder.
or it's in the over processor. So
Mm.
what would you call that? Your RAM versus your hard drive. Something's
Oh,
going on.
okay,
Wrong.
that makes sense. I get it now.
And,
when you
and
say
there's
that
a
way.
processing issue going on there. But if you're hyper focused, they can black out everything and zone out everything, and it's on. That's why he's awesome at security, because he hyper focuses. He can tell you everybody who came into the location, what they were wearing.
You know what? You know what it seems like? You know those games where you're like shooting a lot of stuff, and all of a sudden you turn on your auto shoot, your focus shoot. What is it called in that shooting game that they have at Dave and Buster's?
Auto shoot.
Yeah, auto shoot where they lock it
Lock.
locks on.
Missile lock.
So missile lock. So you're shooting all these things on a screen, and you lock into one like big fish that you want to shoot, and you just put it
Oh.
on a missile lock,
going
and
there
you're
with
just
the
going
game.
there. That's what you remind me of when you're doing security. Like if something goes wrong, that's all you care about right now. Like anything I tell you does not go in your ear.
No.
I can be like, oh, this person is calling you, and you'd be looking at this one incident that's happening.
Oh, you mean like at Oceans? Huh?
Yeah,
That's
at
why I used to
Oceans,
sit
yeah.
in front and out back.
Yeah, and we would know at the exact moment he auto locks because he's like this sitting in his chair. I'll show you exactly how he sits.
And then I gotta let the
He goes
guys
like
know.
this, and
there's
all of a
something
sudden
wrong.
he's like this,
Yeah.
and he just stares at the situation until he needs to address it. And
He'll
it's
tell you what they're wearing. He'll tell you who they came
Yeah.
in with. He'll tell you what condition they were in. He'll tell you what bags they had. Like, he is hyper focused.
Yeah.
You can't even turn it off. And you ask him about it later. It's like, I don't know. But you ask him about the exact detail and what they were wearing. He'll go into. It's like a box that
Yeah.
opens up. He knows all the details. So it's really interesting. Superpower.
yeah, superpower.
Superpower.
Yeah, very good for security. Very good for security.
Bad for communication sometimes because
No patience.
no, I have no patience. Well, I have a lot of patience because of where I was staycationed at.
Give me the cliff notes. Don't tell me the long story. That's my thing.
That's
Like, I don't want to, like, I don't know why I have that moods too where I'm like, just get to the point. Because I'm trying to think about something else. But it's just me.
And another thing I wanted to say about it was there was a time when he had a staycation, and I had to take a hyper child with 2 small babies in diapers to school, and I had to sit there in school because they said you cannot have this child here unless they're medicated. Thank God the
Wait,
laws have changed.
They
since
told
then.
you that they were.
Yes. Since then, the laws have changed. That kind of gives away my age, but the laws have changed since then. That was against the law now, but back then it wasn't.
So
They
you
said
had to be
unless your
forced to
child's
put on medication.
or take them out of school or sit in class
Oh, that is
and my parents
that
couldn't
is
do that. My
controversy
parents
right there.
couldn't do that.
Okay, may I ask what year this was?
70. Oh,
with them. 90.
Seriously?
91, 92,
That was-
90,
That's
Probably
unbelievable. They would
96.
require that.
96 because Destiny was born. And I will tell you the exact school. It was Jefferson Elementary.
oh, Wahoo, Wahoo, eh?
And
Yeah.
and the teachers were like, unless you're sitting in class with this,
Kali,
I
yeah?
would not. No.
Oh, or was it in
Waikiki.
town?
Waikiki.
By date, yeah, by date.
Yep.
They street.
over by
Oh,
the
okay,
zoo.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were like, we cannot handle this child, and he's disrupting all the class. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this.
All they
child.
had to do was run them. That's all they had to
Yeah.
do. Go run around, and then it'll keep running until he tires out, and then that's it. That's the end of the
It's
ADHD.
only, it's, okay,
That's
yeah,
all I
yeah.
gotta do. Like if I am so hyper, I cannot think straight. All I gotta do is go for a walk, go for a ride,
Yeah.
burn myself out. And I wish my parents knew this because I wouldn't have probably gotten half the trouble I got in. If they had burnt my energy out like I did with AJ and Josh,
Yeah.
I refused
I wouldn't
the
have gotten in
medicine
trouble.
until they were fully, at least grown teenagers, because I've seen children that were raised on this medicine. They didn't have the time release, and but when I was a kid, it was
it's
it was
genius.
Ritalin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ritalin.
Ooh,
I
horrible.
fell asleep
Ritalin.
with my eyes wide open, and my mom goes and looks
Thorazine.
over my face, and I woke up because my eyes were wide open, and that was a horrible
Wow.
medicine.
you guys can't see her off screen, but she looked like this.
Men punchy eyes.
and then the medicine, the
Is
Ritalin,
that guilt?
it can cause like all kinds of tweaker issues, and then the child's not even fully grown.
Yeah.
So I wanted to wait. I didn't want to
Oh.
medicate my children until they were
My shit. Excuse me. My shit is called Adderall. That's what they put me on.
Oh, the college study drug.
You would
I
think,
took
yeah.
Adderall a couple times to study and focus.
It works, but it works too good. My stuff is like 25, 30 milligrams. And that's way too much for anybody else normal. 5 is perfect for you guys. 5 milligrams. 10 at the most. My stuff, and we know who this is, yeah, because Kate, I'm not sure if she can hear this or not, but yeah, there's some women that had asked me for some because I told them what I was on, and they're asking me if I had it because
Oh, okay.
they were slammed so hard that night at the bar that they were working the night. So it's a Friday night they work, Saturday they came, they were tired because they were
Yeah.
slammed on Friday night. So I felt sorry for them. I said, you know what, I go give you guys some meds, and I could say what it was because they might be listening.
Well, you're
Anyway,
not
and
supposed
then
to.
yeah, I don't give a shit. Anyway, but they took it, and they all were mad at me after the second day because they could not go to sleep. They were awake for 3 to 4 days straight. I said, I told you guys this is meth. Like literally,
Yeah.
you guys are not supposed to even have this much. Like but
Yeah.
but so, oh, we're only gonna take half, and so the half of that is what 15, 16 milligrams. And so I felt sorry for them, but I never gave it out to anybody ever again because they were all mad at me because they couldn't go to sleep. But I get a question for all you viewers out there. How's this one, okay? So now that you know that uppers are downers for me and downers is uppers, what am I gonna be, okay? If I wake up in the morning and I drink coffee, okay? Coffee, number 1. Number 2, I go and smoke my vape pen, which is THC, probably what 51.2% or whatever, right? And but you gotta know what it is inside there, right? So let's just say that it is which is the body high one?
Indica.
Indica? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I smoke indica right after that on the flowers now, okay, right? But then I jump on my pen and I smoke
It's a
sativa.
hybrid. That's a hybrid.
Yeah. But then I also go and then I take an edible because I'm in some serious pain, right? So I take an edible, and an edible is a hybrid. Okay?
Oh,
Now
okay.
after I take that edible, now I go and take a Tylenol on top of that. So what
That's what happened yesterday.
Can you guys guess where I would be at with all of that inside my system?
Water.
No, Alex, see if they can guess this. Alex, see if they can guess this one.
Can I guess?
Well, I like them guess.
Oh, okay. How do you think his mood would be? How do you think his
Where was I at?
what is the result of him being
So coffee, indica,
sativa?
We gotta
sativa,
add, this coffee has a lot of sugar.
and the coffee has. I don't know if you can even see this.
You like sweet sugar coffee.
He drinks a Vietnamese
I drink fufu coffee, as my dad used to say. Poor boy.
Vietnamese coffee.
You're not one real man. You're not drinking black coffee. That's the kind of dad I had. He was such a man's man. And honestly, okay, I still drink. I drink creamered sugar coffee because I don't like straight coffee. Ugh, it reminds me of my staycation.
A very long staycation. Yeah. So the Sprite challenge is coming up. Don't worry. I believe I can do it.
Yeah.
I believe I
I thought you was gonna drink like a 2-liter bottle, man. This shit right there is shit.
Did you see the viral videos going around? People can't even do it.
Viral. I was doing this shit before internet came out.
So it's a Sprite. So it's called the Sprite challenge. And the Sprite challenge is you have to drink this entire bottle without burping.
I'll make you guys some espresso.
You know
What would
That's
that do
easy
for me, espresso?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
What would that do
We'll
to
have
me?
an extra bottle in that for it. Oh no, wait. Destiny and Rose drink it. Never mind. Okay, let's see how it's gonna
The
work.
espresso gotta have 2 heavy or maybe 4 heavy shots inside for calm me down, for make me feel like I actually drank coffee.
Okay, so what's the answer? How are you with all that combinations of 2 different weed and
Well, how was I yesterday?
when you just
Now
when
you
I
answer 'em.
when I asked you to move the car, that one,
He was somewhat patient.
It's actually normal.
or
Yeah.
when I gave you guys malasadas, what part?
It was after that, yeah.
After the malasadas?
Oh yeah, plus the sugar from the malasadas too.
Okay, that I didn't know. Yeah.
That really won't give me an uppercut.
Yesterday
Yeah.
was malasada day. By
I had
the
reflux on that too. I get so much problems, medical, because these stupid doctors gave me all kinds of stupid shit when I was growing up. My parents never know the difference, but
Way. Yeah.
but
Oh yeah, Kau
Yeah.
coffee is strong, Tabby.
Kau coffee is one of the best.
We have the purple bag from Iconic Plantation, and that shit is.
I wouldn't save them because I wanted that to be the cracks.
Yeah, it's cracks. Just
One
eat the
time,
greens.
remember when you gave me the coffee and I was so tired? You gave me the coffee and I fell asleep and I spilled it on myself in the
Yeah.
back seat.
Wow.
Opposite effect,
Yeah.
It put me down.
right?
Sometimes it can get me up, but normally if I drink coffee, it just mellows me.
Downers bring us up, and up bring us down. So speed, ice, all that stuff is what they usually give us.
So
and it's
you wake up and
legit.
drink coffee in the morning to calm down?
Yeah, because I'm waking. No, seriously, because I went to sleep and I'm hyper. I wake up in my dream running, like literally, I'm hyperactive. And as soon as, that's how come I did well in the paramilitary program that we had. It was Lifetime Stand, and it was a military program that was geared for hotheads like me that was growing up. But I could wake up at 3:30 in the morning. Let me give you guys just a brief little thing on how this is up at Kulani Correctional Center is where I was at. It's a minimum camp, yeah, for people reintegrating back into society. So it was a Lifetime Stand program. Yeah, I just tell everything. Yeah. Anyway, Lifetime Stand program. It was a military program, and so 3:30 in the morning, literally got the right.
They do that?
Oh, they did that for us.
Oh,
We in one of
wow.
the dorms. There's 7 dorms, 7B and 7A, but there's like practically 8 dorms, yeah. And we're in one of the back dorms, and we literally gotta stand at attention. We standing at attention. Our beds have to be like the quarter cannot. I mean, like full on kind, like even worse than I would say basic training was for someone in the military, because we had military guys inside there from all branches, and they all said this is like they never seen it this bad. Like this is worse than being in the military, and that's how we ran that. Right, so I'd have to wake up at 3:30. Everybody has to be out the door by 3:45, dressed and everything. We're marching. We're doing cadence. We're in the grass. The grass up there, we're talking about it gets to like 29 degrees, 30, sometimes a little bit higher, but the grass
cold.
is literally cracking, cracking, and we know because we stay in the ground
Crunching
doing
the grass.
push-ups. We literally doing push-ups in the grass. Nobody can complain. We won't keep doing them. So we're all doing push-ups, and we do full push-ups. So we're hitting the ground, coming back up, all the way down, right? And then we get back up. We're doing squats. We're rolling in the grass. We're doing an hour of PT. So by the time 4:30 hits, now we go for runs to about 5 o'clock, because now they sound a bugle off for the rest of the camp. To let everybody know to wake up, because it's a work camp. It's a work camp
runs you're telling me
environment.
about, the hill runs?
No, that's the boxing stuff.
Oh shit.
This right here, ACO Francis, yeah. A shout out to ACO Francis, who was the only guy that wanted to help us run this program for us to better ourselves, and he was non-local. He's from Jamaica, Popolo, but pretty eyes that he get, yeah. anyway,
He got them. What is that? Smokey Robinson eyes.
yeah. So. She actually met him. He was
Yeah.
at Costco with his wife. But anyway, so we literally like we're grinding into, and everybody else is pissed off inside it because nobody likes change. Number one, change is always constant, right? So we're taught that in the program. Nobody else liked it. Nobody else wanted to hear cadence, military cadence that early in the morning. Everybody's grumpy. They should have been happy that it was there in the first place. That's how I perceived it, right? So 4:30 came, 5 o'clock came. We're eating breakfast. We go back to the dorms. Nobody can shower. We're already in food. We're just sitting around, like we're waiting at like some coffee shop, like Starbucks. Hey, how you doing, bro? You know, they just chilling around.
Yeah.
And then now we gotta get ready for work. Okay, so now ACO Francis grabs the work lines. People go to all the different work lines. We have our own work line because we want this to be the most pleasant experience for people inside LTS program, right? Because we're bettering ourselves. This is the similar program to what used to happen in Kauai. Neil Wakatsuma was the warden over there. So that one, they had a reason to be inside the program. If they were to go into the program, they would get time cut off for their sentence. We had no time cut off. We had nothing. It was all us. We wanted to better ourselves, so that's what we were in the program
He wasn't
for, right?
doing it because of a pride. He
No.
was doing it because he just wanted to do it.
No, yeah. We wanted to do it. We were sick of our lives, though we were living, right? So now we fast forward. We're going up into the mountains, up on the top. Or Mauna Loa. I think it was Mauna Loa.
From Kulani
Yeah.
Road all the way up.
From Kulani. Was
Just for
up.
those who are not from here, that's a steep, steep hill.
19 miles straight up. And then,
That's
not
crazy.
really straight up.
Because
but
I know that
up.
hill. That is crazy.
And then on top of that, we're going another 10 miles or more.
Yeah.
And we're cutting logs, these huge trees, for firewood and for the state, and doing all these other things for the state. But these logs, I am not even joking. I wish I could put somebody else from Altius on here. These logs were big, like those huge trucks, the big TD-25, were the huge trucks you see on the road, like the military ones, the big wheels. They're that big. So we're cutting them in sections. We're grabbing it and we're throwing it on top of this truck. And we're doing this for hours until lunchtime comes, right? Lunchtime comes about 11 something. Then, because head count is about 1 something, so actually a little bit sooner before that. Then we gotta go back and do some more work, clean up, go back to the dorms. We still can't shower yet. We're sitting there and waiting, and the head count comes through. Of course, the ACOs do their count, like your ex. Anyway,
Who that?
Toad.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
but so
We're doing really good at not pronouncing saying his real name this time.
Yeah, this time. So so finally when the head count comes, now we still have to sit there. Then we can shower, but then some of us other guys had more jobs. I literally had like 4 jobs inside there, and I was still teaching at the education department. I was on a gym work line. I was on a boxing team. I was in the automotive mechanic technology program. I was in the horticulture program. I mean, I literally made use of my time. I'm somebody that
You're
actually
an extracurricular guy. Yeah?
I had to. I wanted to keep busy,
Yeah.
and I wanted to do these things because I wasn't doing these things before. I was lazy, and I was doing stupid stuff. And
This is good for your ADHD then.
oh, it's perfect for my ADHD, right? And on top of that, now, after dinner, I was on a boxing team. So now, from boxing, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock was our rec time. So we had the full 2 hours for go beat each other up, box, whatever they call them. 7 o'clock came, still wasn't lockdown yet. We could go in the middle of Kulani and play basketball next for at least another hour.
Oh wow.
So 8 o'clock, 8:30 was locked down. We
So
have to go
you
and shower.
guys don't stop moving. You must have been skinny as hell.
I was super skinny.
Anorexic.
No, I wasn't anorexic, but I was skinny. But that was a normal day for me. Weekends, you add on top of that, because we didn't have Sunday work lines. Sunday nobody worked because they had visits, right? So, but Saturday and Sunday, we literally like played basketball from 8 in the morning through the lunchtime to the lockdown all the way to night. We constantly play. And it would, and there's so much good ballers inside there. Like you wonder why they was even locked up, because you're like, wow, these guys are like professionals.
Yeah.
They don't miss. They slap in the ball off the top of the freaking backboard, and this is like 10 and a half feet rims now. Because you would think a normal regulation is 10 feet. This thing was taller, and these guys all jumping. The soul is up there. Oh, they skying. Like literally, it was
Solis, yeah.
unreal. Like just unreal kind of stuff that you see.
Unreal.
Like why are they even in here? They should have been on scholarship.
Because the only thing stopping them from getting approved for the scholarship was the background check.
You know, what's up with a background check? But yeah, so
Always get you every
Yeah.
time. I cannot even be a Lyft driver or a Uber driver or a DoorDash driver because of my driving record.
yeah, joke, man. You know, like
No,
yeah,
I just
anyway.
get heavy feet. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
No, I'll show you.
Oh, lead feet. What's out? Lead feet.
I have Hawaiian feet.
Lead feet. Lead feet.
Like it's
Just
so
the
flat.
Side of the neck.
It's so flat and heavy. Like
Wait.
I cannot even sell feet pictures online if I wanted to make money, because they'd be like, ugh. it'd be terrifying.
So we get back to my ADHD, right? So that's how that helped me inside there, because I was in that military program, right? And eventually, because I never wanted to be in the first place, but I ended up running that. And when I was put to the test, I'm gonna tell you another story. Something that I only shared with certain people was that when it came down to it, there was an event that happened with 2 guys that I knew very well that were in the program with me, and they got into a fight one day inside the bathroom. I let them fight it out because
What prison was this? In Oahu?
no, it's Kulani.
Oh, this
Up
is
here.
Kalani. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And there's no guards inside there now. The guards only walk through. This is a work camp. So I'm the one running this whole program now. I'm right under ACO Francis, and who's not even there at work. He had gone home. Everybody had gone home. Everybody was watching TV. Everybody was doing their own thing, yeah, playing chess, whatever the hell we were, right? Dominoes. And these 2 guys are fighting, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, you let me stop them? What's the matter? Like, nah, we're going to scrap this out. I said, go, then scrap each other out then. Go be men, right? So they scrapped it out. The loser, of course, is on the bottom, and the big guy is on top, and I can mention names like a big-ass gorilla pounding on him. So then I stopped it. I said, nah, Freddy. So they stopped. So I said, you good? To the guy on the top, he said, yeah. I said, you good? To the guy on the bottom. He said, yeah. I said, okay, so squash, right? Done. Yeah. Okay. So if anybody asks, see, I said the convict mentality to it, right? I said, if anybody asks, nothing will happen, then you guys can squash them. We handle this like men.
Yeah.
Enough, right? But the guy on the bottom, he ended up telling people in the camp, and it's like Kona. When you tell somebody something, 50 people down the lead drive already know already.
Yep. And
Just
story,
that.
and the story went changed 10 times.
The story changed 10 times, and he got mobbed next and all kinds of stupid stuff. So people's coming up to me, and I looked at them with this look right. I was like, what you talking about? Anyway, but so I ended up, the ACOs came through. They looked at both of them. They looked at their hands because they had found out that somebody was fighting. I looked them in the eye and said, no, nobody was fighting. I lied to them. Okay. First lie. Second, well, that wasn't really the first lie because all these people was coming up. I looked at them. I said, no. But then I'll count as convicts. But then the ACOs came through. I lied to them. Okay. Then they came through again the next shift to find out if something was going on. I lied to them. ACO Francis, the one person that had total faith in me,
Trust.
total trust, like I could not do any wrong because I went and I was tried and true, and I did everything possible to ruin my stay there because I didn't want to be there, you know. And I was running the program, and he looked me in the eye and says, he goes, so you want to tell me what's going on?
Aww.
And I knew at that point that he had heard about it, but so, you know, I did this look like all convicts give, and you know, you probably see this look before in your old man or whatever, but I was like, what are you talking about? Anyway, and so that never worked. He was like, no, I'd like to know if something went on. Now was the time to tell me. And I said, no, nothing went on.
He was testing.
Right?
He was testing.
At that
his-
point,
yeah.
I should have told him that so we could have done damage control.
Yeah.
See, I did more harm to the program than I would have ever done good because I didn't come out and tell the truth, right? So he asked me again. He sat down there for 10 minutes asking me, and he looked at me, and then I could see it in his eyes. He believed me. That's what hurt the most.
That hurt.
And I let it go, but then, you know, but this is Kulani Camp, and all you guys from Big Island, you would
How did you
know.
feel as soon as you told the lie?
I felt horrible because this is ACO Francis. This is somebody I totally respect. Somebody that went out of his way to help us local boys change.
Could you see it in his eyes that he knew you were full of shit?
No, he believed me. That's what was worse.
Oh,
And he believed me over the ACOs that was telling him something happened. He pulled the two guys on the side and asked them what happened. Of course, I didn't know that they both spilled their guts.
yeah.
I was the only one that was still trying to be a convict over there, right? So that even hurt even worse because I was protecting these guys from getting in trouble, and they end up getting in trouble anyway. There's this whole big cover up with all of us. We all went go cover up.
You said an agreement.
Like fool on that. We
Yeah.
tried to cover this up, and it didn't work. In long story short, that didn't work out. I ended up getting not booted. I recused myself. This is what Biden should do. I recused myself from
Like this.
that position as the leadership role and put myself in a non-smoking dorm on the side, you know, with all the snickering and people making side comments. See, I told you lifetime stand work. So I did a lot of harm, right? And so I tried to tell them that, you know, like I would tell you guys, regardless of what happened, I was still that convict, and I gotta I gotta shed myself of that convict mentality. So what I did at that point was, I could have just been lazy, gone back to normal, lay in my bed all day, read books, talk shit, whatever, you know, play basketball. I stayed on the work line. I still gave advice to everybody in the program. I worked the program in that dorm, and I got a bunch of people to actually join the program from inside there. So I was a Trojan horse. I utilized everything I could, right? And now me and ACO Francis, we laugh about it now, but he knows how I feel. Like it was terrible the way that I lied to him. But you know, it was at that point in my life that I decided that, oh, it's over with. Like I'm done with that life. I make a horrible fucking criminal. Like I make a horrible person that that whole side of the law.
Yeah.
Which is why I end up getting into the good security work and stuff like that, because I wanted to get back to society. I wanted to stay away from that convict mentality I've been with all my
But
life.
security involves searching for crime.
Which is normal for
Which
me. I
is
mean, I can
easily
spot them
identifiable
easily.
to you.
I can spot them. You know what I mean? It's easy because I didn't just end up in jail. I literally spent more than half my life from detention home to boys home to OCCC to Halava to the mainland with all the boys and back and back and back and back. And I mean, everything except Waiawa and maybe Kauai is the only ones I haven't been to. But I say this not to glorify prison or that lifestyle, but I say this because people change. You can definitely change your thinking, your lifestyle, get rid of your addictions. It's a small process. Yeah. It's very small. You have to take it a day by day, because if you take on too much, you are not gonna be able to accomplish it, and you're gonna get thrown off track, and then you're gonna say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. Next thing you know, it's like me and working out. I used to go Pacific Island Fitness, yeah. And
I
that
love
was
that gym, by the way.
six years ago, 7 years ago,
So
and I got hurt. I had tendonitis on my elbows, and I told myself, you know what, I'm just gonna rest for this week.
Is tendonitis the same as tennis elbow?
The same thing.
Okay, I had tennis elbow.
So 7 years later, here I am. I never went back there. So you have to keep with it. Yeah, you have to mentally prepare yourself for that change. Regardless of what anything that you like change in your life, you should at least try to change something every time or every way possible, because you learn to love life in a whole different way. Let's just say you hate reading books. Take up a class on how to read. Maybe you don't like to write. Write somebody in prison, or write somebody that you know. Write your lawmakers, or write to God. Who knows? Write whoever you like. Write.
You know, write an essay, write a poem.
Maybe you never tried coffee. Yeah, I'll drink coffee. You know what I mean? Whatever the case, but try to do something different in your life, and you'll start to see that you start loving life in a whole different way. Because if you don't, and you get stagnant, you get bored, you get depressed, and you start thinking of ways that you can try to get yourself out of, but you never do. It's just a mind thing. That's all it is, right? So when you start doing all these things, you convert that energy that you're holding inside for your mundane, boring life, whatever it is, right? And now you're utilizing it. Go for a ride on a bicycle. Go buy a bicycle. Hell, go buy a skateboard. I still get on I can still ollie on a skateboard. How you like that? 51 years old, I can still ollie on a skateboard.
Okay, the viewers need to see this.
Yeah, I can.
Let us know if you want to see this, because I actually want to see this.
Actually, we should probably film them. I probably still can. Yeah, anyway.
Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie, yeah.
Interesting.
That's how my second oldest son got into skateboarding. I showed him how to do it.
So what he's saying is, like, the little things you do each and every day will equal your results.
Yes, if you do something about it.
So let's just say you want to learn how to sing. Start little.
Start with YouTube.
Record yourself. Go to YouTube. Watch a tutorial. True story here. Back in high school, I weighed like 250 pounds. I was double the fun.
My weight? No, I'm a little bit more.
And then I was kind of on the heavy side growing up, and I was like, holy moly, what happened to you in high school? And then so me and my best friend, we always were together. Everything we did, hula, hanging out, recess, school, we always wanted to sit together. And she was like, oh, let's go join the volleyball team in high school. And I was like, shoots. And then when I went to the first practice, holy shit. First practice was literally duck walks around the perimeter of the gym over and over again. And being at a heavier weight at 250 pounds.
Some duck walks.
Well, 248. I'm just rounding up. It was hard. And all I wanted to do was keep up with the team, because it's a team. Like, well, how does it look like if like, a bunch of people are here and you're like over here suffering, running, struggling, trying to breathe and struggle for your life?
Yeah.
So what I did is I started up waking up at like 6 o'clock in the morning before school, and I started walking. Okay, walk 1 mile, come home tired, and then keep going 1 mile every day, tired, exhausting, out of breath, and then started going a little bit farther, and then started trying to jog a little bit here, a little bit there, got out of breath, and then jogging turned to running, and then I run and run, and then before you know it, I was running 1 mile a day, and then 2 miles, and I think the average I got was like 3 or 4 miles every day in high school. And then in a nutshell, I was able to keep up with the volleyball team during practice. I am not really good at volleyball, but they wanted me. I got on the team because they wanted me to play music for the team on the bus ride. But the point was,
the ringer.
the point was, being in a team, you need to be with the team. You need to keep up with the team. You need to be with the pack. It's like wolf.
Yeah, join a support group.
Yeah.
Join a hobby group. Join something.
And
Don't just stay in your room and play at your computer and game all day. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
You know.
So that was my freshman year in high school. Then I joined other sports. I joined tennis. And then by the time I was a senior in high school, I went from 250 to like 120.
Oh, me.
Yeah. That's a real story. I can show you guys pictures later, but it was
Right after the Ollie story.
It was starting doing the walking, and then what I told myself, I cannot completely go cold turkey and everything because I'm gonna die. So what I did first is I quit soda. I was like, okay, no soda. And then I was like, okay, this is good. And I went for a whole year without drinking soda, which is funny because we're doing a Sprite challenge tonight. And then after that, I told myself, I'm going to do the most scariest thing ever and quit rice. And I literally quit rice cold turkey. And holy crap. You know how, like, faint you feel at first? But you know how, like, good you feel after? After, like, a couple months?
I understand.
Yeah. Because rice for local people is, like...
It's a staple.
It's, like, crack.
That's our main, yeah.
For a crack addict. But it also is, like, rice is life.
I quit sugar. Like, literally cold turkey for a whole week, and I was going through withdrawals.
What was your withdrawals like?
Like, my hands were shaking like this.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You got some sugar? Please?
Hey, you got some of that sugar?
You got some of that white stuff?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's what I was going through. But
yeah, the little things, do one thing at a time. If you want to achieve a goal, don't get overwhelmed. Do one little habit.
Yeah.
Learn how to draw. Learn a habit. Pick up a hobby. Do something. Just
Make
change.
the best stick man you can draw.
Who knows? You might be really damn good at it. And freaking one day we get an email or viewer tell us why. Guess what? I can draw. And you know what I mean? Whatever. I mean,
you don't know till you try.
Yeah, I like to see positive change in everybody. And that's the one thing that the program taught us was positive change. Change is conducive for positive behavior. That was one of our dorm rules, and that was one of our program rules. And we never just was in on program. Like, we literally had rules. We had a list of dorm rules. We had a list of program rules. We had a list of prison rules. So, any one of these whole big things over here, our life was living hell. I tell you that right now. It was hell on earth for us in the beginning because we're so conditioned to just go inside, read book, play basketball, eat, and we forget that our loved ones on the outside is going through all of this craziness out there, trying to pay bills, watching the kids, and then we act like fucking crybabies and act like, oh, our life is harder because we're in here and we gotta worry about what we're going to eat and what we're going. I mean, we're fucking being spoon fed. You know what I mean? We're getting fed, free in the state, free room board. We put ourselves in there much less than that, and then we like act like victims. We like blame society for the shit that we did. So we was taking accountability of the things we did, and we was blaming us. Well, we went past this thing called blame. We were actually accepting responsibility, is what it's called, for the things that we did, and moving on from there. What did we do to change that behavior is why we were in that program. So that program not only changed my life, my lifestyle, my thinking, my behavior, my attitudes, my laziness. I mean, it there's so much stuff that program had done for me. And get this, the only one backing us up was Warden Peter McDonald. Everybody else, from Susan Segal youth, anyway, from her to all the other ACOs all the way down the road, was all fighting us. So if we got one write-up, they made it seem like it was the worst thing ever. oh, you're gonna get punished, so we're gonna take this away from you.
Yeah.
You got no phone for 2 weeks, which is a huge fucking thing too. You got no rec for, you couldn't even be on the damn rec. Like you could only do so much amount of things. You only had so much amount of time
Wow.
by law. But if you wanted to go out to play basketball on the weekends and the ACO saw you and you're not supposed to be out there, you get punished and put in a hole.
But like Obi-Wan Kenobi said, he did the carnivore diet a few years ago. Feel fantastic. I heard about that diet, and it's actually an exciting diet. 'Cause
Wait,
you just
Atkins?
totally meat. No, well,
That's what Atkins is.
I guess, but this is like totally like meat.
No dairy.
No dairy. Yeah.
No dairy. Atkins, they can eat.
Yeah.
They can eat dairy and stuff like that. They can eat.
Oh.
I heard about that one. That sounds like a really fun
And
one.
how did it work for you? That's straight protein. You can eat the fat too, or what? Or gotta
You
be
lit-
just meat?
You literally like get a tomahawk.
Oh, wow.
Okay. There's also this other diet that I did, which was amazing, and it was like 1 meal a day.
Oh, slow your metabolism down.
That only lasted for a week though, but it was fun.
Oh.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting, but it was. That's a good diet for people that need to like detox and
Ketosis.
reset their habits.
Yeah.
Reset their habits, develop a means of self-control.
I can see that. So it's fasting
Meat,
too.
fat, salt, water. It was tough to start, but yeah. Missing out on the carbs is the hardest part. Every time I low carb or don't eat rice or whatever, or don't eat bread for a little while, I get mental fatigue. I start getting tired, grumpy, irritable. Ooh. Why did you tell them about your running adventures at Kulani? I'm gonna use a bathroom first. I'll be right back. Restroom. Be right back.
So anyway, because I was on a boxing team also, yeah. We used to go down. I'm not from this island. Keep that in mind. So our boxing would for our running, for our conditioning before we had our smoker events. This is in prison now. We get on Olympic ring. We go down to the stadium. We get smoker events. You fighting 3 guys. Blah blah blah. It was real healthy for us because it was a sport. So because the top to the bottom of the road is 19 miles and it's down a long hill, we would literally run down the hill 19 miles. This is the whole day almost it took us, because we ran all the way down. We had an hour lunch down the bottom, make sure we didn't really eat much, and then we ran back up the hill. I think running down was harder than running up, but that was a lot of freaking miles, like 39 miles, I think, like that. That's what she's talking about. But we did that, and that was just like part of the whole regimen that we were doing. So, you like a good diet, yeah, just go prison. You're not going to eat much, and you're going to exercise a lot. I'm only kidding.
Okay, so the last prison you told me about had good food. So Kulani never have good food?
No, Kulani had some of the best food I've ever had, because they not only took care of the inmates, they took care of the boxers. We had whatever we wanted to eat. We consumed as much calories as we could, because we were doing our regular work lines and still on the boxing team, and still we literally, and I was in LTS.
Oh, okay.
So not only that, I would it was constant. I'd have to constantly eat. Like our meals, we could have 3-4 steaks this big on a platter if we wanted to.
Wow.
This thick. How much rice we could eat, everything. There was not any amount that we would still burn it. That's why we were all so skinny when we went down to box.
Yeah.
And they thought that we were cheating a lot of times, because we were at such a high elevation, training for less oxygen on our bodies, and all we did was work and strengthen and work. They literally thought we carried things in our hands and hit people. Like they wanted to fight. The family, every time I knocked somebody out in a ring, the family would always want to fight, because they thought I had something in my gloves. So they'd have to
just straight meat.
they would have to take the gloves off in front of them and show them I got nothing inside there. And then they fight afterwards. Poor losers, whatever, blah blah blah. But anyway, that's a long story, a different story. But the whole concept of this is change is constant, and if you like change in your life, you got to do something to change it, regardless if it's small or if it's big. But start with something small.
The little things equal the big things.
Go for walks. Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I was close to what 285 in Vegas, huh? When I first I went back in for one out of staycation again, because I was hot head.
That was all muscle though.
Yeah, I was a lot of muscle, but I absconded is what they call it. Absconded from parole. I went to Vegas.
I know nothing about that.
Because one of the names would change to protect innocent. But I kind of went up there, and then I started all you can eat buffets at Vegas.
You know, that's the reason why I gained a lot of weight when I started going to Vegas once a month when I was with my ex.
Easily.
Yeah.
Oh, and she did try. This was funny because we both talked about eating frog at the same place, Nick. She went to that Chinese food place and ate that. Same thing. I told her about that.
It was disappointing but
Veiny.
exciting because I thought it was fried. I thought it was chicken wings.
I did too.
Yeah, it tasted like chicken, but
Yeah.
it was just too veiny.
It was veiny.
I was like,
big
what is
blue
this?
veins. Ugh.
It was alright until I found out it was frog.
Well, another thing I can tell you about ADHD, it's a wife hack. If you have an ADHD husband, all you have to do, I think it can go for most husbands. All you have to do is start it, and
Oh yeah, she does it a lot to
move
me.
you out of the way,
She
and
does
they'll
this
do
all
it.
the time. Like
Just start.
I can't open this. I can't open this, and just keep doing that until I'm like, give me that damn thing, and I'm like, shh.
Like how I told you one time that the sink wasn't draining and then you literally took the whole sink apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't
Good.
tell them to fix things because that might cost a lot.
So just start unscrewing the sink.
Yeah.
What does that say? Your brother loves frog.
You love frog? Where did he have frog?
Ugh. Wait, don't tell me. They're not the cokie ones. I'm not eating the cokie frogs. What kind of frogs?
If he eating the cokie frogs, I think Hilo will need your services.
Oh wow, you can only get full off of 10,000 of them.
Where did he eat frogs? They serve frogs on a
Like
big island?
crunching them. They went Vegas too. You never go Vegas, huh?
No, he never
On
did.
Oahu, they have the big toads in Waimea.
No, my
Oh.
brother been to Oahu
Those
a
are
couple
toads.
times, and once was with me, and then
Yeah.
he didn't have frogs.
No, that's Oh no, I was gonna say his name.
Yeah, that's true. Obi-Wan Kenobi, be mentally okay with small, except it's little achievements.
Baby steps.
Little achievements.
Baby steps.
Don't ever forget to be proud of
Yeah.
yourself for even the little achievements.
Because it might seem small to you, but next thing you know, you can blink and all of a sudden, wow, it's like, oh, how much weight did I lose? Or how much did I run? Or how much did I... It really works, you know. It just take a little bit at a time. Reading especially. A lot of people forget about reading already. They read only what they like search up because they don't like read about the subject. They just like, oh, now what is that again? And they just go look up definitions.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's it. They put the phone back down. And so everything is just functional as far as the phone goes. But people forget about books. Regular books, novels. I mean, how many people can actually name their favorite author? Mine just James Patterson.
Daniel Steele.
Daniel Steele is a good one too. I read a lot of the
I
books.
read a lot
Yeah.
of Daniel Steele books.
You know, Terry Goodkind is a good fiction writer. Very good fantasy fiction writer. You know, Stephen J. Cannell makes a lot of good books.
Yep.
There's so much series. Yeah, I read a lot of books because of where I was, but I used to read before I actually went in too. So it wasn't just because I was in there, but I used to read a lot because I had a good uncle who saw the value in education and taught me a lot of it, words and definitions and how to use them and whatnot. So I try to pass this on to my son. So he understands words. It's, because you can go through life being only somewhat literate, but you're not going to even know when people talking shit about you. Yeah. You're not going to know that people talking down to you. So it's best to get some kind of education where you understand words and you know what they're using. You know, instead of getting offended, oh, this fucking guy using hyperbolical words, you think he fucking all that. But then you change your mentality when you understand definitions. Like, you can be on the same level as them. You can have awesome conversations with people and do this kind of things over talking, you know? Filipino shops and stores.
The Filipino ladies at the hospital. Can you tell them to make something like?
For your foodie page.
Oh yes. Okay.
I'm gonna skip that episode.
So this is what's gonna happen. They need to cook something, and they need to know that a foodie reviewer is coming in to taste test it and do an interview with them. Can you set that up, Ernie?
Ribbit.
Please. I would love that.
Ribbit.
Ka'u Filipino people make the best Filipino food. There's
So you
every Filipino party, we're there.
Oh hell yeah, danan. Ho 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 ho.
You
Sa
did
Pocky Santis.
you did nandaran.
Yeah.
I did nandaran.
Mama, my
That's
family.
That's something that hardly anybody
Ma.
eats. Like the new generation
The
does
blood
not
is
eat that
killers.
stuff. Yeah. Smelling it cook doesn't smell so good, but the after ones.
Yeah, no, but
chocolate
on
meat.
rice.
Yeah. My favorite is like getting the peppercorn, crunching it.
So what's your favorite ethnicity of food? Let's say all. I know what she's gonna say already. Which one is your favorite?
That's a hard one.
Like growing up, like right now.
I gotta say Hawaiian food.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gotta be the Hawaiian because
mean-
I feel like that's dying out.
Yeah.
I feel like they charging $20, $40, $50
Yeah.
for a bag of poi.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with that? Like
And
seriously.
we have a lot of copycat restaurants trying to do it in the mainland. That's fucking it up.
They're putting water.
Yeah.
They're putting water.
Oh, let's talk about Hawaiian food.
Mix
Let's
it
talk about the food growing up and cooking the food with the family and everything being like a certain way.
You know, growing up, when I was in Waimanalo, yeah, my dad lived in Waimanalo, and my auntie Bobby, she lived in this place, the Waimanalo Village they call it, because it was where all the workers that used to work on a plantation. That's where they used to have all the houses, yeah. So, but 20 years later, after the sugar cane went die out and everything else, we had all these Quonset huts, these big Quonset hut houses that everybody used to stay inside. So now my auntie Bobby owned one. She lived in one of them, and we have a big family, like huge family, right, in the Filipino side too. And we'd always go to my auntie Bobby's, or my auntie Sandy's, but mostly my auntie Bobby's and all that. I mean, we literally had all our family in that whole area, and I remember going there with my dad, and I could hear the pigs. I could hear the pigs in the troughs. I could hear them being fed. I could hear the sounds. I remember the sounds, the smell. And so we get out of the van. First thing my dad do is tell me, you know, where he let me go, whatever, right? And so I would go there. He would tell me mostly to go by where all my Uncle John and everybody else was, and I would watch them, if not participate, but most of the time, they would be killing the pig. They would literally drain the blood out of the pig,
Somebody
drain
would
them
catch
into
the
a
blood.
that silver pan,
Yeah.
catching the
Silver
blood.
pan.
Yeah.
What was it always? Okay, because there's only one that not stain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big silver pan, and
Yeah.
they caught the blood in, and we made use of everything on that pig.
Yeah.
So it's not cruelty to animals; you're
Yeah.
eating them. And we made use of everything, even a snout. Everything went into everything.
The guts, the
everything.
intestines.
We use everything.
You ever have intestines in your diran?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was normal for us.
Yeah.
So we always participated in that. We learned all these things. We learned how to huli the pig, yeah, while he was on the spit. Or maybe when Uncle just made one motor. I mean, whatever. Most of the case was
Yeah.
us. The kids was turning them. So we was all part of that whole thing. We participated as a whole family, and everything that we did and the preparation after we helped them, we had to go help the aunties go make the mac salad or go. You know, we always did
Yeah.
something along the way, and there was no we sitting over here playing with our phones. We sitting on the side talking shit about whatever. You know, we was all immersed in it, and you couldn't get away because always had on auntie, hey, get your ass over here and grab your ear.
Yep.
And say, get over
Back
here.
to the scary aunties.
No. You're not going nowhere. You know what I mean? And you're looking at it like, oh, wow, she the meanest auntie
This is
ever.
where you learn common sense 101.
Yeah, you're learning that
That's
stuff,
what it-
right? And so you're learning manners too, because you try smack your food in front of your auntie there, you get smacked. Like,
Or you try talking to adults talking.
oh, even worse.
I-
Yeah, you got lickings.
Me and my brothers are the hard.
Like literal lickings. And
like
if
literally the whole table of aunties will stop and look at you.
yeah, Like you're the worst pariah ever. So you learn real quick. You learn manners. You learn decency, and you learn not when and not to talk because adults was talking, right? So that's how you learn your behaviors in society. Yeah. And all that is missing now because everybody now, hey, get up on the wall, put you on the wall. I mean, I agree that it has some kind of benefit to it, but it doesn't help. It doesn't.
It's the whole take a village mentality.
It does. Yeah. You have to. Well, look at that. Look at the book she just found. I never read this, of course. I wrote it. No, I'm only kidding.
Wait, what is it?
Taking charge. But getting
Caring
back.
discipline that works at home and at school. So this book is like heavy. I see what you're gonna do with this. Listen, that book must work. It's a pretty heavy book and it's pretty good.
And then when we were done preparing the food, guess the next thing we did was everybody held hands. We all held hands. Pulikako. We all prayed, right? And then my family, what we did was we used to sing "United we stand, divided we fall," and that was I remember it very vividly every time until I forgot if it was my great grandma or my grandma died, but I think it was my great grandma that passed. But we would all sing that song and we'd all hold hands, and the whole family would be immersed in this song, and it was bonding for all of us, and we all used to do that. And then we'd eat, and then uncles got drunk and they started scrapping. I mean, this is all the bad. This is all the bad part about that. On the dance floor. Aunties had it with the uncles. They leave early. The uncles scrapping all laid all over the freaking place. You know what I mean?
If your uncle's drunk when your uncle's holding his beer like this.
Yeah. Everybody's singing that don't sing. And all my family, they was all entertainers. They're all my aunties, my uncles, my dad, my mom, my sister. I mean, everybody used to play music, and all my cousins played music, and that's all they did. Like there wasn't just like backyard entertainers. It was all in groups.
My uncle's friends was off on the cool band. They always be the party players. You guys had a full setup, right?
Yeah.
Full setup at the parties.
Full professional drums, PA system, microphone. I know because I was the one that carried it.
Yep. And dancers.
And dancers too. Yep. That's right. Because we had Choke family. A lot of the family was ended up like some of them went to the Mary Monarch. I mean I had both sides of the family from the Zulu Mises all the way up. So I mean I had a lot of families that was immersed in the Hawaiian and the Filipino culture. Then it was fun times. When you're growing up, you're not realizing that you're gonna miss that when you get older.
You don't appreciate that when you're in it. And then when you're older, and then when there's that one uncle or auntie that held the family together that passes away, and things are never the same again.
It's then never the same.
To realize how important that was in your life and how much you miss that.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you can't find that kind of family parties.
Over here in the Big Island, I've noticed there's still some. There's some. It's still going, but I haven't been as strong as before. I haven't been to a real luau in years. Like I could never miss them before. I have to always turn them down. Yeah. But now it's like I don't even see them anymore.
So how many years have I been on this island?
10, 11.
How many on Oahu?
15, 20.
I've never been to a luau.
See? My wife has never actually been to a real luau. Not the kind at Jermaine's luau now.
Not the kind you gotta pay $150 a seat.
Not the one over there by King Cab now.
We're talking about family parties.
Not fake kind now. I mean, not fake. It's not fake, but
we're talking about
commercial.
Uncle gonna kill one cow, and auntie's husband gonna kill one pig. Somebody going hunting. Somebody going,
everything is done from scratch.
Yeah. You guys should do a video on that.
That's what we was talking about. We like a company when traditional Hawaiian family that's still doing this stuff now and show people around the world what it's supposed to be like.
What's the thing is this? The new generation that's coming up is too much with the playing the Xbox. Not the trade and the skills is not being passed on. Yeah. And I really believe it died with my generation. And it died when that strong person in the family died.
I think Kama might know. I
Our
think
neighbors too.
He might know.
I
Yeah.
think Kamo might know. Our neighbors might. We're gonna have to ask
got
them,
pigs, too.
and we're gonna film them too. I'm serious. This is something that I'm
Actually,
passionate about.
If Tabby, if Ernie Boy is still watching, I believe we still can do that because me and my brother we carry those skills. My
We should get them all involved.
my cousins have those skills. They hunt. You
Oh,
know,
it's
my brother
perfect.
fishes.
Yeah.
I cook. My brother cooks too. We can do all this kind of stuff. My cousin
I
guys
think we
know how
need
to
to.
dissect a
I
pig.
think we
a
need to
cow.
show everybody our culture, guys.
Yeah.
I think everybody they hear about it. They talk about luau's, but then when I watch,
It's all about
I
making
watch
time to get together.
all
That's-
these crazy luau's they get on TV. Yeah, and these I don't like call them howlies, but I'm gonna call them people from the mainland, okay?
Yeah.
And they were wearing these stupid freaking skirts that they're wearing. It's funny to me, but not so funny. You know, they and they're mocking us. They get the cheap ukulele and they go la 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 la, and then they make it like they're dancing hula and
The
they're doing
kinda
this stuff.
$20
I mean,
ABC store ukulele,
imitation
the
is
kids
the
kind.
biggest form of flattery, right? They say, right?
Like
But
Jason Momoa.
But,
but-
it's actually insulting.
it is insulting to me and it's insulting to the Hawaiians because that's not. You never learned that.
That
That
is
wasn't
not how-
passed on.
that's not how it
You're
actually
mocking
is.
us. You're making fun of us. That's not cool at all.
Yeah.
I don't think they would like it. Went up there and teased their ethnicity and just did stupid stuff. I mean, it's just retarded.
Yeah, it is pretty
It's
embarrassing.
embarrassing. It is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think we need to show all our viewers. I mean, we can even post this on YouTube
This
and
is
keep it
actually a
live.
very like a waking moment for me because I'm like, I know my brother is watching this right now too, and you know it's up to us to continue on the traditions. Like get with Baba, get with Frankie guys, and hello, we can continue on what our uncles and aunties have always done because we know how. We just gotta do it, and I don't know. They maybe have that whole break with COVID and stuff like that, you're not getting together, but now is the time to get together and
Yeah, we're not gonna film Let's Go Fishing now. We're gonna film why we doing this, how we
Yeah.
doing this, why the mentality, why we hooking them the way we doing them. I mean, I like get into a little bit more detail than
Yeah.
just Harry Kojima showing us how to show the line out.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because this stuff gonna live on. It's gonna be what they call it, perpetuate,
yeah.
right?
And one
Perpetuate.
thing I appreciate is my dad got me and my brothers interested in fishing, and my brother
Hold
he
on.
really took that into. Oh, you only say holo holo if you're going someplace.
Okay.
We're just talking about it in general. Oh yeah, so this is a rule. Since you're speaking about that, let's just go off a little bit. So if you're going fishing to fish and want to catch a fish, in
don't say
Hawaii,
you're going
you
fishing.
never ever say you're going fishing.
Yeah, you're gonna
You're
get.
saying you're going holo holo because you jinx yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Holo.
But anyway, my brother is passionate about fishing. He taught himself a lot too. And here's an important part though. He taught all his sons how to
Oh,
fish.
good man.
How to set up their own pole from start to
Good
finish.
man.
And that is something. Yeah, our room is a freaking fishing shop. I know, I was just there.
Yes. So talking
saw the
about.
whole, like,
but that's gonna give you that pole.
Yeah, so
Nice.
my brother gave me the pole and my nephew gave me the reel for Christmas. So
I like him
guys.
come over here, and maybe he can make it over here to my house, brother, because I get about 12 to 15 poles, and I only know how to bait them, hook them, throw them in, and catch the fish. I don't know anything about maintaining these poles, so I know when to call out for help from somebody that know what they're doing, because I don't like take up to a tackle fishing shop and they're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be about $900. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know there's a way that you wind your reel. I mean, there's so much stuff involved, and I never listened to my I call him my stepdad because it was my mom's boyfriend for a long time, but she ended up marrying him.
Yeah.
But he was
That was a fisherman.
he
yeah.
was a fisherman.
Yeah.
Full Japanese. This guy was like Harry. He was friends with Harry and all those guys. He was friends with the Samita Farm and Pearl Ridge. He knew all these guys, and he was such a. He had on 26-foot Boston whaler, and all. That's all he
Wow.
did. His whole every chance he got, he was fishing.
But that's how you learned.
No, that's not how I learned.
Oh, okay. How did you learn?
I learned because I got dragged along. My mom told me it'll be fun for you to get out of the house because I was such a house nerd. Yeah. I was playing with my my Apple IIc or my Commodore. I forgot what the original computers was, but I was in the house and they said that it would be fun for me, right? So first time out, I caught one papio off of like
Oh, nice.
and I mean I never really put them together, but I would throw the pole in and then I would reel him in halfway, and then he took over. So
was getting hot, was
almost kind,
struggling.
But I did learn from watching him, and I wish I did sit there and learn from him because he was trying to teach me how to bait the hooks. He was teaching me how to do a bunch of things, and I wasn't interested at all. I was not interested at all. And now I wish I'd paid attention to even a quarter of the things that he tried to teach you, that my dad tried to teach me about masonry work. I mean, all these things, that is my biggest downfall with having life skills, is that I didn't pay attention to these men who knew what they were doing. I wish they would make videos like this where we could actually go back and look at it and go, oh, okay, that's how you're supposed to come over, 1, 2, 3.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad actually taught me like all these like cool ways to tie the line too, and I was like not paying attention. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, just time for me.
Yeah, that was me. I did the same thing.
To this day, my secret tie is just tying one knot and one knot and one knot and one knot and one knot, like 10 knots. Pa.
Yeah,
like.
You would think it doesn't make a difference, but it does, because when you
It
pull
does.
them, snap, easy, snap, easy.
The little fish not gonna get it.
Yeah.
If you got the right one.
Yeah. Live bait fishing, all that stuff. But he taught me all these things, but I never really pay attention. You know, these are the things that I want to teach my son, who's probably not going to be interested in it because he's playing his Xbox right now. And
he might be, because it's like a video game.
I
It
hope
involves
so.
a controller.
The last
which is
time
a
we
pole.
took them to the beach, though, what happened, Nikki? When we took Rose and Ikaika to go fishing, what happened? Both of them fell down. They no, not the harpooner. I'm talking about when we went down to two-step.
Oh, they broke the skin. The baby broke the skin.
Yeah, they both fell because he's trying to run. I said, do not ever run over here. The dog will mess you up. And that's what happened. I mean, that doesn't
How
stop
long
me.
ago was this?
Well,
They were tiny, and they probably shouldn't have been yet. But then Dad will never take them fishing again because baby get one cut on her knee.
no, I'll take him again. I'll take him again. But
I think
the last time we did was when we was at the Momoa set. I was throwing my cat. Yeah,
okay, so talking about like what is it? Confessions of a bouncer, confessions of a security guard topic. So we did security for the Chief of War film set, and that was filmed off the coast of Kalapana.
Gorgeous place.
Gorgeous.
Right.
Black sand.
There's a lot of Hawaiians there.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, they had to get special approval from the family that they own that area. The entrance area. They own that area.
Because that was rock. That wasn't sand.
That was the only entrance there where their house was.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got permission from them, though.
No, so the film crew and the set got approved to film there for Jason Momoa. And we were there. What happened? It was day 2 on the job.
Yeah.
And, day 1 on the job, we're like, they stationed us right by the cliff.
Right next to the
freaking ocean. And we're like, holy shit. Wouldn't it be awesome if we just freaking bring our poles?
So we did.
So here's the thing though. We asked them, okay, what do we do? Just make sure that if you see somebody walking over here, and make sure that they try and send them away.
Because that wasn't supposed to be in an
It's
area.
supposed to be a private area at the moment. And so we're like, okay. And it was dead. And then we told our boss, like, there's actually was pretty dead today. Like, it's so nice. Can we just bring our poles next time? He was like, oh yeah, just bring them. He could have brought them today.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. So day number 2, what do? Bring the poles.
Yeah.
And
that was fun.
After figuring out which poles the reels was good and which reels was bad,
oh god,
as soon as you throw the pole in the water, what? Hanapa.
Yep, right off the bat.
Because that area
I think your brother would show him the fish that man when you showed him that picture, I think.
Yeah, because we had to ask him if it was a poisonous fish.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was. I've never seen that one before.
Ernie, what fish was that?
Wasn't snapper, he said. Was snapper of the family, like when Mepachi, yeah, but wasn't. Was because it had sharp gills.
Yeah. It looked like a rockfish, but it wasn't a rockfish.
Shows you how much you know, man. I mean, I know my fish, but not that much.
Yeah. But that place is so sacred. Nobody hardly even fishes there.
Oh, yeah, I can
You
feel
can
the mana
tell.
over there.
You can tell it's not overfished because
Yeah. And the volcano was going off.
And
you could see snow on the other one.
Yep.
It was crazy.
That was like the best job.
That was like awesome.
Yeah. So we did security for the Jason Momoa set. They shot over there, and it was amazing. And they shot at Panaeva. Remember Panaeva?
Yeah.
Remember first day on the job
They
in
call it
Panaeva?
Coconut Grove, which is funny.
Remember first day on the job at Panaeva?
Yeah.
6 a.m. Show up to work. Rain.
Mud. Deep mud.
Drenched. Like you're at 3 inches of rain. Like no sense even getting an umbrella because the umbrella is not gonna work.
But I remember the food though. We had personal chefs. And they was cooking the meanest kind of food, like mean kind, breakfast unreal. Hey, like a 20-course meal. It was unreal, and I'll never forget it, man. Some beautiful people worked there. A lot of beautiful, like inside and outside. These Hawaiians is unreal.
They made sure you're okay. They asked if you ate.
Yeah.
They made sure you ate, and
like
they gotta
water.
see that you ate. They make sure you have water. They make sure you want to take a break, take a break.
He has some good staff, man. I gotta say, he has a great staff
Yeah.
that he had working for him.
So the people that works under Jason Momoa really reflects on who he is and what he likes, because just basically the food being like local alone. Like one day we had like one good ass steak and shrimp.
Oh
Remember steak and shrimp day?
Yeah, but it was more than that though.
And had all the sides.
Had pork chops. I mean, I had so much stuff. I couldn't even eat enough. I could just take a bite of everything on there. I'd probably get full.
Yeah.
That's how much food we had.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
It had coffee made to order.
Yeah.
You tell them what kind of coffee you
wanted. And you can go for seconds and thirds and fourths and fifths.
Yeah.
And then, at the end of the shoot, right before we were broke down, they had a birthday cake for somebody.
Oh, the one made out of the warrior head?
One cost $10,000, they said. Something like that.
Oh, yeah, the yellow and red one.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It looked like something Kamehameha would have had on top of his table.
It's on Jason Momoa's Instagram if
it was
you want to
unreal.
see it. Yeah.
It was gorgeous. I never get a piece of him, though, but because I was busy doing my job.
And I met Jason Momoa once. Okay, so here's a story. It was, he was stationed like maybe like a quarter mile away.
Yeah.
And then I was stationed with another female on the entrance to where the catering area was. And then it was like maybe like we started at like what time did we start? 6?
Yeah.
And it was probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the
6
morning.
to 8 at night, I think.
It was breakfast time, and then we're like, oh, FYI, Jason Momoa is coming around. So me and the girl is like preparing, like, okay, so we gotta make sure he's okay because we're security. We're waiting for like a big extravagant vehicle to drop him off. No, this guy is walking on the road to the catering station.
He live around the corner.
Makes his plate, and we're like, okay. And then we see people like driving by as he's walking, like yelling, "Momoa, we love you!"
Oh yeah, constant.
We love you, Jason!
Momoa, we love you, Jason, we love you.
And so what we're trying to do is trying to block him, make sure he's safe. You know he's like a little bit taller than us, but we're like trying to make sure, like, okay, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. And he doesn't care. He walks right around us, in front of us, and just cruises on down the road.
He interacts with everybody.
He says hi. He shocks us. He says hi. He interacts with everybody.
Yeah. All the security. I seen him talking to everybody. The stage hands. I mean, you name it.
It's like he doesn't even realize how much of a superstar he is.
Yeah.
He's really humble. And
it's
he
far
acts
from
like
the Baywatch days.
He not acts, but he's just a regular guy. What was your experience with Momo when he went to your side of the post?
I got a chance to talk to his, I don't know if that was his bodyguard or some of the officers that was working his detail, but they was all telling me that he gave the shirt I get a shirt and a hat.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. The shirt I think I got from you. The hat I got from him. So the hat, he gave his lead guy the hat, and the guy gave me the hat. And he said, "Oh, this is from Jason." So you just saying that? He said, "No, no." He said, "Forgive this to you." You know what I mean? That was pretty
Oh.
awesome. That was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I get the hat, but I know hats, but I get the hat though. As memorabilia, because I usually like to have something from every job site that I ever worked.
Yeah.
Because it's memories for me. You know, it's something I never thought I would be in this situation, protecting people, helping people, making sure that things are done right. You know, public safety. Because I was always on the opposite end. Yeah, I was always hanging with knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Crazy knuckleheads. A lot of them from Big Island remember me. I know you guys remember me, but I'm no longer the same, man. I'm all about, you know, public safety now. I want to do the right thing because I'm sick of going in and out.
Identifying crime and trying to squash it, not trying
Yeah,
to encourage it.
Yeah. I try to squash the situation, you know, and try to be the intermediary and a man that, you know, speaks some common sense into these guys, because I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You know, it's you stop being the freaking victim, man. Stop blaming the shit on your drugs, and stop blaming your environment and how you grew up, or you got touched this when kid, or this bullshit. Like, I mean, I'm saying that being touched as a kid was bullshit, but I'm saying is you're using that as a victim stance to do the things that you're doing to hurt other people, but yet you're the one that saying that you're the victim, but you're creating more victims by doing what you're doing. And that's the thing that I try to get into their heads, is that they got to change that stance, man. You got to make a stand, because you talk about your kids in one sentence and talk about, oh, how you're not there for your kids. And then the next second, oh, wow, oh, you seen that? Well, I don't know if anybody like them or not. I mean, just one box of water.
Yeah.
Like me, I can't, they give me permission for taking a box of water. And I'm looking at them like, oh, you sure? That's asking all their bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally asking if I can. And if
they said it was okay, but because it didn't feel okay.
It doesn't
didn't
feel
feel
okay.
right.
Yeah, I stay asking around. And I never just grabbed a box of water.
Yeah.
I asked about 4 different boxes up the chain. And if they say, yeah, grab one box, I grab one box. But if they look at me with a raised eyebrow and they tell me, oh, I don't know, bro, I'm not going to touch them.
There's no more questions. That's
it. I'm not going. The stealing is done. It's done. I done stealing when I was a kid. Done already. Done with all that stuff. So I do the right thing now. Then that's part of why we got these confessions of a bouncer, because I wasn't born and bred with a silver spoon into this kind of work. And this kind of work, it takes the same kind of like-minded people to deal with the same kind of like-minded people. You know, and I'm glad that I'm surrounded by people who never been to prison, because they'll keep me in line too. They'll raise their eyebrows at me if I'm like, especially if I go into the red. Like, let's just say somebody's acting stupid with me and crazy, right? I kind of usually ignore it, but if they keep pushing the issue, pushing the issue, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna tell you gotta leave. And if you don't leave, then the next step is I'm going to go towards you now. And at that point, that's when they usually raising the eyebrows at me like, oh, Kaika, you got to calm down. But then I realize what it took for me to get to that point.
Yeah.
And then I lose them. And then now I look like the bad guy, because now I gave them a warning, 3, 4, 5, 6 warnings. I tried to psychologically get them out of there. They don't like leave. I call the police. They taking over half an hour to get there. What do you think I'm going to do?
Boil. Just boil.
I cannot sit there and watch them harm somebody else, because they had just shoved a woman.
Yeah.
They moved the kid out of the way. The guy that tried to tell them stop, he punched them in their face. So what you think I'm going to do, guys? I'm gonna broke his ass. I'm gonna punch him in his face. I'm gonna do something to put him down. I'm gonna hold him down. I don't care. You call it abuse all you like, but he just an abuse on a woman, one child, and one guy. And you're gonna and you know, if you get the nerve to call me an abuser, then you should kind of reassess yourself in your situation, because it's not easy. People just think because we security guards or we bouncers that, oh yeah, we just ran a cops and we just gonna watch, but they don't realize that we there in the middle of all this. We still can protect ourselves, and we still got a duty to the public to protect them at all costs. Because look what happened with that guy that lost his life, the old man we talked about the other night.
Yeah.
He gave up his life protecting that hotel, but yet I don't hear nothing about the hotel talking about him.
No,
And
there's no recognition.
no dedication,
There's
no
at
nothing.
least some kind of thing going to their family or anything.
It's a thankless job, just like
Yeah.
the police and the firemen. It's a thankless job.
Yeah.
You know, they gotta go out of their way. I mean, I understand it. They don't have to be on cop. They don't have to be on firemen. We don't have to be security guards. But at least allow us the respect because we trying to protect the public and we trying to do the right thing. Especially coming from where I came from to where I'm now, it is a huge jump, and that's why we have this right here. That's why I'm talking about this stuff, just to make it aware. Because not everybody can change, but not everybody didn't not change.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of good guys that did change their lives. Hopefully, I'll have them on the show one day and we can talk about the craziness. But we're gonna start getting into some pretty detailed stuff, man. You guys should like hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends because we're
You're
gonna
in for
get
a
into some
treat.
serious stuff.
Yeah.
We're getting into some serious stuff. You know, I'm not ashamed to bare my soul and my experiences and my past because they're all mistakes that I have made, but I've learned from my mistakes. But my life is far from boring. I tell you that right now. As all I hear from everybody is like, no, that's the last thing. Like I would never think of it as
Been
boring.
there, done that. Wore the T-shirt, got the sticker, got the medal, got the medallion.
Dealing with her ex,
Latest and greatest.
the toad,
Speaking of eating frog,
the frog, toad,
toad.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah, toad is just an
But
ugly frog.
I bring him up as an example, but I mean I really don't like keep talking about somebody because I give them energy. Yeah, what come out of their mouth. That's why let me give you a little FYI. That's why they call it spelling, because what comes out of your mouth, you profess. Spelling is the spoken word, and you give that energy, wave. You give that energy. Even see that you're moving something with your breath. You're putting that energy out there.
Thoughts
so
becomes words, which becomes things.
yeah, your reality can be made just by you talking about it. So you guys watch what you say, watch what you do, because it affects people around you, people not around you. You just it's all these things that I have learned, and I'm trying to teach people, because if one man can make a difference, then two men can make a difference, and two people, or three people, me and her. She got me for open up. I never really like talk about this kind of stuff because in my generation, you know, we don't talk about this stuff. We only teach people around us that we trust. But I think that everybody needs to understand the old school stuff and keep it like this, because if I can get it out there and keep it locked down on top video, then maybe one day somebody in the future will see this stuff and they'll learn from it.
Yeah.
You know, we grow from things that we watch.
Yeah.
Not just stupid movies where we're watching people do stupid stuff.
Yep. God created the world with a word, and yeah, and what are we? We are also creators.
Yeah.
He made us in His image, which is to create.
And we are creators of our own destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So watch your words, guys, because it becomes reality.
Oh, it's almost 2 hours. Nice. Anyway.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, he became Portuguese. he ended up talking way more than I do. And he's a professed introvert, believe it or not.
Yeah, crazy. I hate talking.
I'm a selective introvert.
But anyway.
But as we said, this video was
Yeah.
meant to be the SPRITE challenge.
So let's see this.
So,
Let's see this.
so if you, for those of you who don't know, the SPRITE challenge is this. You're supposed to drink this whole bottle without burping until it's completely gone. You can burp after everything's drunken, consumed. But you cannot burp
Drunk.
drunk.
Oh, you guys hear that? You guys hear
It's
that?
heavily carbonated.
Oh boy.
Oh, this makes me nervous.
You're not gonna vomit on me, huh?
Not on a computer. I'll vomit on you, not on a computer. Computer more valuable.
Yes.
Oh shit, why did they make Sprite so carbonated?
You gotta show them what you're doing. That way they.
Trying to open a bottle without the thing exploding. Okay. So, fun fact, did you know that McDonald's Sprite is way more carbonated than freaking bottled Sprite? I don't know why that is, guys. Okay.
Because the ice inside, and they like them keep strong.
And then why?
They want it to stay strong. All right. Oh, she's gonna hold nose everything.
No, I had to blow my ears. Because I was kind of deaf.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you the right eye.
Okay, no burping. No burping.
Give it a good right eye.
Right eye.
Here we go.
Oh, she hear this.
No, let them
She hear
hear it.
this. So carbonated.
Can you hear it?
I should be able to. Sound like chicken frying.
Oh, that make me hungry.
Okay, ready? There you go. No burping. Mind you, I drank a whole Truly, which is also carbonated before
It's nothing for her. It's a snack. I know she like burp right now. I shall narrate, like we say in library. She's almost halfway through. She's down in it. Like that half bottle of tequila the other night. Nope. It's part of the challenge. You got this.
Oh, it hurts.
You is crazy.
Oh, it hurts. Fuck.
She is crazy. He's almost there though. You're almost there. Take the rest and then do what you gotta do. He said almost, almost. Found him. See, found him. That's what he said, found him.
Hold on.
As we see her in her natural habitat, contemplating drinking the rest of the soda. Oh! That's it. Couldn't handle. Woo!
Oh my fucking god. Oh, that was so gnarly.
Go, go, go.
Oh, shit. I couldn't. I literally couldn't. I was gonna throw up.
I felt them. Look at me. Spray all over me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why is people doing this?
Because it's impossible. I was almost there.
I cannot do that. One sip, I still burping already.
Oh, I was almost there. It just, my stomach started to hurt as soon as I hit that halfway
Yeah, the
point.
combination. It's like exploding.
Oh my god, I want to try again.
Fuck that.
I was almost there.
Just don't spray me again. I'm gonna wear one when I'll go wear one wetsuit.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna wear one of those ponchos. I'm gonna one of those big ponchos when you do them. I'm gonna be like this. I was trying not to make her laugh so she don't blame me for it.
No, that's probably why my stomach hurt, because I was trying not to laugh.
I know, but
Fuck!
I was trying not to make you laugh.
Fuck! I was almost there.
It's okay. Maybe next time. Lulu, I'll try it tomorrow after work. Burp.
That was like the loudest burp of my life.
Unreal.
Oh, my eyelashes almost came off.
Oh, wow. It's okay. At least you gave it the old
fuck.
college try, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Rain jacket.
That's what I gonna need. Yeah, I literally got sprayed.
Oh, fuck. I was literally almost there.
Only in horseshoes. Almost.
Cause this is where my train of thought went. I felt like if I had to drink anymore, I would throw up.
You probably would have. Then I would have been mad at you.
Now I know what to do next time. Like a beer chug. I gotta chug them all.
That's what I thought you was gonna do.
I was trying and then I stopped because
you stopped 2 times. When you stop, that's what happens.
before my body realizes what's happening. Okay, you know, I drank a whole, like, what is that, not pint, but what is a whole glass of beer in 3 seconds.
I couldn't handle one Sprite.
That's my record. 3 seconds.
Oh, you make me, like, try this too now. Do you know how to Sprite?
I gave it to Let me see if I have. I probably can combine it and it'll be this.
No, next time. We'll do them next time. We'll
Okay.
try next time.
So let us know if you want him to try the Sprite challenge next time. You think you can do it?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say I can, but
I seen you eat food. You eat that pretty fast.
I can pound one. I mean, I've drank half a 2-liter bottle.
Oh shit. Okay, so he's gonna try the Sprite challenge next time. We're gonna do that, and I will redo this until I win because now I know my strategy. I just gotta chug before my brain realizes what's happening. Okay. Fuck! I'm so mad!
Okay, at least you tried.
Okay, well, anyway.
Anyway, this is Ikaika.
And this is Seneca.
808
Unreal. Till next time, guys.
See
Thank
you
you.
guys tomorrow night.
Tomorrow. Mahalo.